Hey, everybody, what's going on? What's hot? What's hip? What's happening? What is shaking on your Friday night? You made it. You made it. The week is over. Let me adjust that for a second. There we go. Yeah, the week's over, man. You made it. It's weekend. It's all weekend now. You got to the delicious fillet of the week. Yeah. Tonight I'm going to tell you about Porta-Potties. Yeah. And then if you could just like, share, subscribe, notification bell, retweet, all those free things that you can do for us that help us with the almighty algorithm, the almighty must be appeased algorithm. And then also we have super chats and memberships. You can avail yourselves of those anytime you'd like, and we'd appreciate it. We have a goal every evening because, you know, all the popular shows do. Our goal is any amount of money whatsoever. And then please turn on your gifted memberships. It tells how in the crawl at the bottom of the screen. Sometimes people gift memberships here, and you can get a free gifted membership, if indeed you have yours turned on. The picture behind me is some castle somewhere in Europe. And if you got to look kind of close, but if you look along the bottom, like along here, along in here, in this area here, that is a row of porta-potties. It's a castle or something over in Europe, and is apparently next to a food truck that's never ever passed a state inspection, because I can't think of a reason to have that many portable crappers. But what do I know? What do I know? People on the internet will, as you folks know, they will argue about anything. Putting up a picture here, courtesy of the legendary SG fanboy. That is Hawkeye, Tom Gully, from the Marvel Universe, for those of you who don't know. Oh, here we go. Love that cherry air freshener of the Porta-Potty. Oh, yes, it's wonderful. It masks everything. For those of you that don't know, in the Marvel Cinematic Universe and in the Marvel Universe in general, Hawkeye is an expert with many things, but bow and arrow is number one. He is a master of archery. He can do it faster, more accurately. His arrows have all sorts of different gizmos on them and everything else. I saw an argument today in a live show. It wasn't even an argument. These guys were all agreeing. And they had an archery expert on with them, by the way. And the archery expert's sitting there going, Hawkeye would miss every shot that he took. His elbow is too low. He's blah, 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 blah. He doesn't maintain a perfect... Blah, 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 blah. And I'm desperately wishing that show had a call-in number. Because I was like... And then this gets me all across the board in superhero and fictional stuff. But I just wanted to call in and go, or maybe he's a super freaking hero and he's got his own way of doing it that's superhumanly better than yours. Or maybe he's a fictional character that doesn't exist in the world bound by physics and everything else that you and I do. Maybe it's meant to be entertainment. Maybe they didn't think anyone would bother to... That's like saying Superman is... not aerodynamically structured to go at that speed. He would, the cape creates too much drag and whatever. Or maybe you went along with the fact that he was shot from a dying planet toward Earth and was discovered here. His parents saved the clothes that he was wrapped in because they're from Krypton and indestructible as well. And his suit was eventually made out of that. So you bought all of that, but you didn't buy the fact that when he's in the phone booth and he changes his clothes, the thing that happens to his regular everyday street clothes is that he presses them with super speed and strength and puts them in a pocket in his cape. You don't buy that. The rest of the BS you bought hook, line, and sinker, but that, whoa, that's a bridge too far. Hey, our very good friend Stone Crab has shattered our goal of any amount of money. Goal, thanks for turning me on to your intro song. Anytime, man. Anything we can do for you, the home viewer. I couldn't believe it. I was just sitting there going, man, you guys need to find a different thing to argue about, because here's my proof that Hawkeye is doing it the proper way. Everything he aims at, he hits a bullseye. End of necessity. I mean, I don't care if he doesn't do it like you do it. You don't do it like he does it. And he hits a bullseye every time. And his have little bombs on the end of them that hit and then wait 5 seconds and explode a whole ship and stuff. And yours don't have that. Maybe if yours had that at the end, you'd lower your elbow when you shot your arrow, whatever. It's just some stooge trying to be as cool as Hawkeye, and I don't think you can. This is Black Rifle, but it's this vanilla. I made the mistake and got vanilla, and it's not good. But I do support the Black Rifle Coffee Company. Not so crazy about their vanilla bomb. And by the way, these are supposed to be energy drinks. I don't feel that energetic after I drink one, or even while drinking one. Terry Nee says, thank you, Stone Crab. I was going broke. Yes, Terry Nee was shouldering the burden of shattering our goal every night with a $1 donation. And he loves stone crabs. But I tell you what, when I lived in Tampa, St. Pete, back in the mid-90s, that damn stone crab was everywhere and in everything. And you'd get a sandwich of stone crab. I mean, it was amazing. Oh, by the way, today's caller. Now, is this even fair at this point? And is it fair with this shirt? I mean, look at this collar. If you saw an ad for just a collar, this would be the collar. Now, in John's defense, I've been pulling out shirts that are 30. Didn't I pull out a 40-year-old shirt? This shirt is only like 4 years old. It's not that. Was it Ben Hogan? Is it Ben Hogan? I love these Ben Hogan shirts. They're really good. They're even. I think they're even better than the Nike myself, personally. But anyway, so today's collar that destroys John, here it is. Yes, Julian Caesar is correct. I am one of the world's best collar models. Look at that. Look at that. You got the nice long muscular turkey neck, so you don't alienate any of your key 55 and over demographic. For crying out loud. Another great Friday show. I guess it's probably starting to get cold where some people are at, isn't it? I guess it's probably starting to get cold in places. Where the hell's my... Oh, I thought I had a weather thing here. I was going to see, because it ain't getting cold here yet. Oh, no, here we go. It's 90 degrees here right now. 94 tomorrow, 93 Sunday, 93 Monday, 89 Tuesday, 91 Wednesday and Thursday. So we're still in the 90s. Hot business. All right. Terry Nee, the lovely and talented Terry Nee says, my grandparents outside of Naples had stone crab cages. 5-gallon bucket of cooked stone crabs was amazing. 4 stone crabs is $20 plus now. Yeah, back then, stone crab was like put it in everything. It was pretty cheap. It was very inexpensive. I used to live in Naples, Terry Nee. Just so you know, I used to live in Naples, Florida. Oh yeah. Naples, Florida is one of those places that sounds a lot cooler to live than it really is. It's nothing but old people, really old people. There's like no nightlife for young people thing. I mean, there's the beaches, I suppose, but I enjoyed my time in Naples, however. It was very nice. Very, very, very nice. But if I ever go down there, I'm going to look up your... it says had. Sorry, had. I lived on Airport Pulling Road in Naples, and there was a nursery, a fruit nursery, like, I don't know, half a mile down the road from me. And when I would go on my run every day, I would wave to the guys working out there in their net hats and stuff and all that. And then at Christmas time, I would go to that place and have cases of fruit sent to people for nothing, because I was sending it straight from the nursery to their house. It was awesome. Terry Nee say, yes, I remember. My family has been going there since the 50s. Wow. I know the location. Temperature keeps going up and down in Pennsylvania. Yeah, that upper Midwest, that's what it does this time of year. I'm from Indiana and does the same thing and moves across. And it's awful and it's cold and I hate it. Stone Crab says, I'm out of season now. Forecast says 20 inches of rain on the way here in South Florida. Going to fly to San Diego for a few days. Wow, if you can, that's a great idea. But that was the thing about living in Naples. First of all, it's going to rain every day for 20 minutes. But second of all, boy, the torrential downpours we would get. And lightning strikes. Apparently Naples in that area is like the biggest lightning strike area in the world or something. Or the U.S., one of the two. Terry Nee says, yes, Harrisburg hasn't really felt cold yet. Well, that's good. That's good. Say, maybe I should open up my thing. Maybe it's time I open up my thing and we get this Porta-Potty stuff out of the way. By the way, I don't want to be accused of, bait and switch. But what you and I call a Porta-Potty is more that, like, Porta-Potty is a brand name. These things here in the the real world are referred to as chemical toilets. Chemical toilets. Just in case Porta-Potty didn't sound bad enough. Chemical toilet. What does a chemical toilet do? I hear you cry out. Well, a chemical toilet collects human excreta in a holding tank and uses chemicals to minimize odors. They don't require connection to a water supply. They're usually self-contained and movable. They're structured around a relatively small tank, which requires frequent emptying. Hey, event people. They require frequent emptying. Not just fill them up at the beginning of the day and then good luck to you. It's not connected to a hole in the ground like a pit latrine or an outhouse. And it's not connected to a septic tank or a municipal sewage treatment system. When the tank is emptied, the contents are usually pumped into a sanitary sewer or just taken directly to a treatment plant. Now, the portable toilets used on construction sites and large gatherings like music festivals are well-known types of chemical toilets. And they're usually used for short periods because of their high prices. They're very expensive. And they're mostly rented rather than bought because, most of these things, you're only going to use them once. So you don't need to own them. That rental often includes servicing and cleaning. So there you go. Many chemical toilets, hold on. Can you hear it? Yeah, he's getting closer. Many chemical toilets use a blue dye in the bowl water. In the past, disinfection was generally carried out by mixing formaldehyde, bleach, or other similar chemicals with toilet water. Modern formulations of that blue stuff. Here, can you hear him now? Anyway, modern formulations are nitrate-based and work biologically. Chemical toilets. Let me just show you another. Here's this. This is really wild to me. This is a porta-potty in Turkey. So this is something Bob may have used at one point in time or another. Chemical toilets are known by various trade names, like Porta-Potty, Porta-John. In England, they have Porta-Loo. Generically, they're known as honey buckets or Santa cans. By the way, those are registered trademarks, so be careful with all that. These porta-potties are often used as temporary solutions, like we mentioned, construction sites or festivals, things of that nature. They're usually constructed out of lightweight molded plastic. They're only big enough for a single occupant, usually about 43 inches square. Okay, so a little less than 4 feet square. And about 83 inches high. So that's just a little bit over 8 feet high. While they're usually freestanding, okay, the stability of these porta-potties does not come from the structure itself. It comes from the weight of the waste tank and all of the liquid and deodorizer and all that stuff in there. Some have a little toilet seat, although you would be insane to use it. Most of them have lockable doors in this day and age. I can remember when that wasn't true. There's usually some ventilation near the top, but if you've gone into a festival porta-potty at the 1st of August at 3 in the afternoon, no amount of ventilation is going to protect you from the heat or the odor in a porta-potty. Yeah. By the way, leaving the toilet lid open will reverse the flow of the venting of the tank. So if you leave the toilet lid open, it brings air in, you see. These babies are usually anywhere from 200 to 240 pounds. As I mentioned, the width and the height. A blue dye is added to conceal the contents of the tank. Okay, so the blue dye is in there to conceal solid waste, the PP itself. It certainly does not conceal the empty can of Pabst Blue Ribbon, the cigarette butt, or the empty Clark bar wrapper that are in there. But it does conceal some things. It's also there to provide a visual indicator of capacity. When enough urine and or feces, and or, I'm saying to you, are deposited, that overall mixture in there will turn green, which would indicate that the tank is full and should be emptied. I say to you again, event organizers, it indicates that the tank is full and should be emptied. I've been in so many porta potties where that is green down there that I thought that they were just two colors. One was blue and one was green. I didn't know. Fragrances and associated surfactants are usually included. Fragrances, because it's important that it smells like urine and blueberries when you're in there. Biocides are added in an effort to control odor by suppressing microbial growth. And by the way, you'll want to try and suppress microbial growth because there's nothing better for microbial growth than moisture and extreme heat. By God, a porta potty's got both. Milder forms of this include ethanol and ammonium compounds in low concentration. A formaldehyde-based chemical was used for this purpose in the past, but environmental and health concerns have led to that going away because formaldehyde is very irritating to the eyes, as is boiled urine. One of those hot boxes. Vapor inhalation is also a problem with formaldehyde. So, modern toilets have microbial and enzymatic agents, and those reduce everything by not letting it reproduce. They also, some of those break down toilet paper. Although I will again say, if you're doing a number 2 in a porta potty, man, I guess desperate times, but a much older form of portable toilet chemical is lye. But man, back in the day, you did your business and then you sprinkled lye on the top, and lye is very corrosive to skin. So maybe they had a little spoon there. So I don't know. I'm not touching lye. That stuff is rot your hand right off. In the United States, the porta potty industry is a $2 billion a year business, with the standard porta potty renting for $225 a day. That's damn near $10 an hour. And the luxury restroom trailer units and flushing toilets going for a few thousand every day. The newer porta potties include toilet paper and occasionally hand sanitizer. It's now popular for portable toilets to have a hand washing station near them. I've never seen one, but apparently it's becoming popular. Some of them have a sink station with like a foot pump that'll pump the stuff out onto your hand. Sometimes there's a full sort of cleanup trailer called a toilet trailer that they drag along with the porta potties. And those can service 10 or 12 of the actual porta potties. There are things called luxury chemical toilets, luxury porta potties. And those are on large office-like trailers or made from converted shipping containers. And they contain every amenity: running water, flushing toilets, stalls, urinals, mirrors, lighting, air conditioning, hot water. But they are expensive. But those are found at weddings and high-end events and movie shoots. Chemical toilets used on film shoots are known as honey wagons. I think I mentioned the honey drippers. There's a lot of benefits to these things. They're portable. They're self-contained. You can put them anywhere. You can also haul them in the back of pickup trucks. And most importantly, portable toilets eliminate open defecation. Now, I don't know about you. I study a lot of history, and I don't recall any time in our history as a country that open defecation has really been an issue, but porta-potties were also marketed heavily on the fact that they allowed females privacy and resources to accommodate all basic toilet needs without having to use an outhouse or a latrine, because those are gross and dirty. Dirty, dirty, dirty. The disadvantages are obviously that all the waste is kept inside of it, and that smell is a factor. They're normally not wheelchair accessible. You're welcome, real wheelchair community. Let's see. They're now starting to put outdoor advertising on some porta potties. Oh, brother. The first U.S. patent for polyurethane plastic portable toilet was issued in the 1950s to Harvey Heather, the founder of United Sanitation. It was called a strong box, was a solid molded standalone chemical toilet. The second U.S. patent for a polyurethane plastic portable toilet was in the 1960s to George Harding, co-founder of Polyjon Corporation. In the mid-60s, Polyjon was importing these toilets to the UK under the Portaloo name. By the early 1970s, they realized they needed a UK manufacturer of chemicals for their toilets, and so the brand Destrol was born, and Destrol quickly became the main brand, with product being sold around the globe, servicing toilets and all sorts of other things. There you go. And that is probably more than you wanted to know. But it is certainly all that I have to tell you about portable toilets. Let me see here. Wow, there's a lot of comments. Let's see. Tierney says, but the area was called Goodland by the Spanish because of the hurricanes rarely hitting it. God, hurricanes are such a... When I lived in Tampa Bay, I lived way up in the very north part of the bay. And that bay doesn't get hit by anything, but the rest of Tampa does. And man, oh man. And Naples got nailed while I was down there too. I went away and came back after the hurricane, and the bank was in a big pile of rubble. It was awful. Julian Zezer says, Drat, I should have sent you my pic of the porta potty flowing down the river, but it's nothing more than you'd imagine. I'm painting a mental picture in my head. Stone Crab says, I've filled my share of porta potties. Now I have a bidet. Can you please pass the gray poop on? An extremely close personal friend of mine and his wife, in their master bathroom, put a bidet in, and it was not difficult. They just put it in with the water coming out, and he did it. Didn't require plumbers, nothing. And they love it. And I have to say, on those occasions when I've been in a hotel or something that doesn't have a bidet kind of rocks. All right. Such a prima donna, I know. Toxic gases from toxic asses. Oh, that's funny, Ariana May. Jiffy John. I've never heard of Jiffy John. Karen Garvey, hello Karen, says, I understand you're joking, but were you affected by Hurricane Helene? I don't know. Terry Garvey's a little laughing. Julian Zezer says, no, Karen, not affected, but we had a flood a while back, and I actually had to pick up a porta potty floating down the river. Terry Nee says, new ones have sinking water. Yeah, some of them do. They've been getting a little more fancy. The chef is in the house. Randy Ramos, he's a real chef. Oh no, Julian says, if you're actually looking into the porta potty, if you're looking down into the porta potty, you're doing it wrong. Yeah, you don't want to look down there, man. Old campsites had no blue dye, just horror. You got that right, man. You got that right. There's nothing worse in the old days than going to a campsite that had an outhouse that was just spider webs everywhere. It was like a 3-holer. You got to walk up to the hole. You look down in there. It's just dark and awful. Terry Nee says it was called Goodland until TMI. Okay. Terry Nee says, wow, Tom's in a lot of porta potties. I've been to a lot of events. Rainbow. People saying hi. People saying hi. We do have the most cheerful chat room on the internet, as verified by independent sources. My voice is scratchy today. I have a shirt with buttons on it because I had a meeting. And at the meeting, I had to talk. Not in favor of that. Generally, most people aren't. Ariana May, always nice to have you here. Ariana May says, nothing says happily ever after like a porta potty. Yeah. And that, Mr. and Mrs. Brian Smith. Then you got to walk into that, man, and you open that door and you just get hit with it. And you get in there and you're in there for 15 seconds and the sweat is just boom. I've seen tipped attendants at porta potties. Wow. You go to some swanky events, Terry. By the way, is there anything more awkward than the attendant at a strip club? Ladies, for those of you who don't know, if you go to generally a higher end strip club, but it could be just an average or a crappy one, you go into the men's room, and on the vanity, first of all, there's a guy sitting there, usually an older guy, okay? And he's just got a regular chair, and he's just sitting there. And next to him is like 42,000 little bottles of cologne. And he's holding all the paper towels. Got them right there next to him in a stack. And normally you get done doing your business, you walk over there to wash your hands, and he'll say something like, how you doing today, Governor? Or champion, or Superman, or something. Anyway, the whole thing's a come on, can I freshen you up a bit? Can I and you get done doing anything and you're holding your hands there and you're looking around. Finally, you look over at him and he goes, here you are. And he puts it on your arm all fancy like and shit. And then, so you're expected to tip this guy. And it's like, I just came in here to go to the bathroom. I didn't know you were going to be here. We need to bombard TSN to promote Tom. These shows are excellent infotainment. Well, those guys do promote me. Every time I make a comment or whatever, they do a very nice job of promoting me. What you need to do is every time they make fun of his collar, go, Tom Gully has been destroying him on collars. Hunting is open defecation. It is for the animal. Hello, Tom and gang. Hello, Sven. Julian Zeta says, well, congrats to the inventors for making something so useful and enduring. Well, I'm sure they've continued to pioneer in the field of PP polymer and all that stuff. They're not sitting on their laurels in the world of portable crappers. Terry Nee says it's a pisser of a business, but shit tons of money in it. People saying hi. Stone Crabs, I didn't know this until today. Julian Zeta says a bidet doubles as a water fountain, so I can imagine that people love them. Exactly. Get a squirt while you're in there. Nothing better than water. I love my bidet, says Stone Crab. Bidet, sir, bidet. Terry. The bidet is underrated, very underrated. And everywhere else has them. Most other countries have them. It's like, wash yourself. It's wonderful. You get done, you feel like a new man. You don't have a bidet, you get done and you feel like you just did something bad. Shameful. Which I suppose you have. Strip clubs have the best toothpaste. Exactly, stone crab. And ladies, that's the kind of crap that's there. It's not just the 42,000 brands of cologne in bottles this big. It's toothpaste, and there's probably some deodorant, floss. It's all this really weird crap. And the guy, and you got to tip him. Man, it's just, you just got done washing your hands, and you got to go into your wallet for money, which is historically just covered in germs. Hit the like button. Yeah, like, share, subscribe, notification bell, retweet. All those free things that help us serve the almighty algorithm. And must be I was all the powerful algorithm. And then also we have super chats and memberships. We have already shattered our goal, which is any amount of money. And then please turn on your gifted membership. Some people gift them. And if yours are turned on, you can get one. Tells how in the crawl at the bottom. Thank you, Karen, by the way, for the reminder. Hungus Mungus says, I had a highly philosophical debates with toilet people. Very drunk. Yeah, oh boy. You know. Stone crab. That is funny. Yeah, you're sitting, and the guy's always well, you know, another day, another dollar. You know, and you just sit there and throw out platitudes back and forth. Another day, another dollar, you know. Rich guy makes the rules, you know, back and forth and back and forth. And you're just like, can I get out of here? Look, when the girls come up to me, I expect to have to tip them, and I'm getting something out of that. But you don't even know wisdom. There's nothing. And I haven't been to a strip club in 20 or 25 years. I mean, Terry Nee says, oh, man, that made my week right there. I feel the same way tipping here. I'm the elderly bathroom attendant at the mid-range strip club in a town near you. And I'm wearing like a tuxedo or a really great suit with a turtleneck or something. Or a really great suit with just an open neck collar. How you doing, young squire? Having a good time? Terry Nee says, I don't like butt stuff. I was courting a young lady online. She sent me videos of her. I think I have some here. I could show them to you. Anyway, she's really good looking. And we're on the phone. And this is like the night before we're going to meet in person for the first time. And she said, what are your deal breakers? And I said, I don't have that many deal breakers. And she said, really? Well, like what would one be? And I went, well, you know, no butt stuff. She laughed for 15 minutes without stopping. Anyway, Julian Caesar says, yeah, Albert Camus was a bathroom attendant. Yeah. Camus. What was the guy's name? The other existentialist? I can't remember. Let's see here. NPCs. Hawaiian shirt. Yeah, I've never understood butt stuff. That's all I'm going to say about it. I don't get it. Doesn't hold any appeal. Stone crab, on the other hand, he, you know, to each his own. Consenting adults, you know, all that stuff. Never saw need. What do I know? What do I know? I do know one thing, and that is I don't think the Scarlet Witch is in favor of that. I don't think she is. I do not think she is. You know, I went back. I've got room for one more image that I can load here. Let me go back into the vaults. Let me go back way into the SG Fanboy vaults and see if I can find an old, much-loved AI, Tom Gully AI from back in the day. And I got Al Capone. There's the Derby Girl. He made me Howard Unruh. Maybe the Secret Service person. What we got here? Boats and Hose. He made me Dennis Bergkamp. You guys won't care about that. He made me a bunch of famous guitar players. Made me Betty Page. Somebody wanted that from the other day. Why don't I just load that? Somebody. I think you guys liked the... It wasn't Betty Page you guys liked so well. It was this one. It was this one here that you liked so well. There you go. There you go. Stone Crab says, colonoscopy party at my house. Last one there is a rotten egg. I hope everybody has a great weekend planned. An exceptional weekend planned. And I still don't know why it matters how Hawkeye shoots a bow and arrow. I have absolutely no idea why that's a big thing. It's just Stuttering John's birthday, by the way. He's 59 years of age today. I don't think that collar is squeezing a bit too tightly. Mine? Oh, the Tom Gully bra girl. Yeah. Yeah, you got that right. I think everything's squeezing too tightly in that photo. Let's see here. Yeah. I really don't understand. People will argue about anything online. Who cares about Stuttering John's birthday, says Karen Garvey. Well, it's just another day for him to get old. You know. And I think it points out how ridiculous most of the stuff that he's doing is. Miss Van Uncle says, happy birthday. There you go. You know, he's not going to change. You know, he's damn near 60. He will not change, ever. He's been doing it a long time and getting away with it. And his reptilian, you know, sense of preservation and well-being probably kept him employed at some places. Because, you know, he may not be intimidated by a bunch of people, but he was intimidated by Howard, and he was intimidated by Jay. And if he got out of line there, you know, I guarantee you, he got back in line really quick. He doesn't have that now. He doesn't have anybody he's dependent upon, or that he in his own mind looks up to a certain degree as being above him in the food chain. Even Jay and Howard, he might acknowledge, oh, look what they did, but he still thinks he's more talented than they are. He still thinks he's better. He still thinks he's the real jewel and that they are just where they're at because of some, you know, lucky break. Thinks everything's a lucky break because everything he ever did was a lucky break. So, anyway, happy birthday to the guy. No skin off my nose. I'm older than him anyway. Do I look older than him? Seriously? Seriously, I'm not looking for a compliment. Do I look older than him? Does Bob? Does Bob look older than him? I can't comment on myself, but I can say that Bob looks younger. If I comment on myself, and then I'm just, Terry Nee says 59. Wow. That's old. It is, Terry. It is. Spend Uncle says, this picture made me question my sexuality. Well, mission accomplished. The Wolf says, nice bullet bra. Well, thank you. They like people. I think people like this one better than the Betty Page one. So that's why I put that one up there. Instead of the other one. I have absolutely nothing planned for this weekend. Not one thing. I did my grocery shopping this morning. So I bet you there's going to be a lot of YouTube gets watched here this weekend. I bet you there's going to be a lot of YouTube gets watched. And then I also have, obligations. I have to watch every single game highlights from every single Major League Soccer, English Premier League, and NFL contest. So I do have some homework. But and I have to plan next week's shows. You guys know how much time I spend doing that. People saying hi. We do have the most cheerful chat room on the internet. And this has been verified by independent sources. So I don't know what you guys are doing. If anybody's doing anything fun, interesting, spit it out. The Wolf says, you can spend your time looking for a way to actually purchase a bottle of Pervitin from Germany. Maybe just the bottle. You can't buy the contents. Go to jail for that. Get an authentic. I guess the earliest ones, and a lot of them were pre-World War II. But get an early, authentic bottle of Pervitin, wash it out real good, and then put mints in it. Give them out to kids. We'll say people saying hi. People saying, I know what's on my Christmas list. I bet you can. I bet you definitely can. But you know what else you can do, Wolf, in this day and age? Is you could have an art director scan that thing, clean it up, and make you a brand new one. Be pretty easy to do. That would look like right off the shelf. Julian Zizer says, as much perspiring as John does, I think he found some Pervitin buried in a bunker somewhere. Yeah, John's been using a Pervitin shampoo without knowing it. Hungus Mungus says, you get it everywhere in Germany. We used to be able to. Before World War II, man. Hey, I could smell what the Rock was cooking. Pre-World War II, pre-our World War II, actually pre-their World War II, it was over the counter for the general population. How much you need? I don't know. That stuff doesn't seem very fun to me, from what I've read. It doesn't seem very fun. Doesn't seem like a very good time to me. What do I know? The Wolf says, thanks to one of the epidemics, it is legal to order from any pharmacy. I did not know that. Terry Nee says he's having our friends over before they go back to India for the winter. Now, are these people from India that come over here, or are these people from here that go over to India? Pretty good question, isn't it? I mean, not to be nosy. I don't want to. It's not like I'm going to dox him. I am constantly amused at how effortlessly John doxes people. It's he doesn't even have to try. Karen Garvey says, Terry Nee, so many questions. He doesn't even have to try. He just... Did you hear me earlier tell the story about a buddy of mine, a close friend of mine? I didn't have to say who it was. It's only important if who it was is part of the story. Pervitine is fun. Just don't ride a tank. Or just don't command a tank and stay up for 2 weeks without sleeping on Pervitine. That drunk guy at it again. It's his birthday today. He's always at it. He's always at it. Completely always at it. I'm sort of with the Shuley Network on that guy's. What would he do if he wasn't doing what he's doing now? Nothing. He's painted himself into a corner. Terry Nee says, Dupa. They're missionaries. Cheap winter, though. Yeah, in India it is. It's very cheap winter. Very, very cheap winter in India. Had a meeting today. Let's see here. The Wolf says, just don't be a Finnish soldier after taking 30 tablets. What about that? What about those people they tested Pervitine on? They just kept giving it to them to find out how long they could go without stopping. Star Mountain is here. Hey, man. Good to see you. As always, I'm late. Nobody is ever late to the Tom Gully Show. Ever. Ever, ever. Yeah, I had a meeting today. People ask me a lot of questions that I didn't want to talk about myself. Yeah. That is like 3 shows in a row. Sneezing. I think I have a disease. People saying, hi. Smells like Christmas. What, Pervitine? Pervitine, Yellow Jackets. Oh, yeah. Pervitine. Oh, yeah. Those German soldiers. They'd stay up for a long time, and they were very bloodthirsty on Pervitine. But then they'd crash, and they couldn't do anything. Till they got some more Pervitine. Star Mountain says, I hate Porta-Potties and Yasu. Greek for God bless you. Okay. Oh, Yasu for my sneeze. Wolf says, just show them these SG photos and all the questions will stop. Yeah. Pervitine. Good Lord. That was back in the day. That was back in like the turn of this century, 19th century. You could get, and this is into the 30s. Of course, marijuana was legal in a lot of places until the 30s, but you could buy laudanum or cocaine in a sort of an extract form. There were all sorts of things that were mescaline. You didn't need a doctor. You just signed for it. Sven Dunkel says, Pervitine and schnapps. Terry Nee has once again generously donated $1 to our program tonight. Thank you so much, Terry. I appreciate that. By the way, it's still funny. Star Mountain says, I was watching TSN and couldn't do it. I hate SJ. This is much better. I got to take it in spells, or I have to just watch when something really earth-shattering happens. It can be too much at times. You got to walk away at times. That's for Star being late. Oh, $1? You paid Star's $1 late fee that doesn't exist? Thank you. Yeah, that's the same. It can be a little. The Wolf says, I think most were glad the Germans had Pervitine. That ensured they would shoot all their ammo at phantoms. Yeah, they'd shoot it at the wind. Was ist los? Was haben wir hierin bitte? Hoffentlich du wirst einen ausgezeichneten Urlaub gehabt, Sie? Let me see here. And people saying hi. The most cheerful chat room you'd ever want to see. Star Mountain, so very generous of you. Thank you so much. $5. He says, cheers, Tom. And a cheers to you. Cheers to you. Thank you so much. You guys are way too generous. Way too generous. I'm beginning to think that the business model of this show is very flawed. Black beauties in the 70s. Let me get back to that, Terry. 9999999. Is that from Glorious Bastards? I wish I could do more. Start anything that you do, even just coming in here and chatting. A tremendous addition to our chat. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I used to be able to buy 100 Black Beauties for $10 in 78 or so. And I needed them because I was closing McDonald's like 4 nights a week after school and playing soccer and doing a bunch of other stuff. So yeah, I used to take those Black Beauties. They tasted a little like licorice. They were mostly caffeine, probably. I don't know. But yeah, I used to do the Black Beauties. Shouldn't have. Star Mountain says, what's a Black Beauty? It's kind of like speed. Kind of like speed. But it's I would say, to me, it was like the most badass energy pill of all time. And then you crashed hard. The Wolf says, we are all cheerful because we have acquired a large package of Pervitine. We are all cheerful because we have acquired a large package of the original Pervitine. People saying hi. Terry says, Star, they were trouble. They were trouble. They were trouble. Because I'd take them and I'd get through closing on a weekend and I would just sleep the whole next day. Star Mountain said, yeah, the hardest thing I ever did was weed. Maybe hash, but that's weed too. Well, I went to a school where there were pills everywhere. Just outside of Indianapolis. And Indianapolis is the headquarters for Eli Lilly, manufacturer of the Quaalude. So Quaaludes, I could get 10 Quaaludes for $10. That was the going rate at my high school. So a buckalooed. Terry Nee, you are such a wonderful smart ass. A dime bag was only $10 back then. Karen Garvey says, Black Beauties made my scalp itch. They did that too. They definitely, you felt like your static electricity or something over your head. But I got work done. So did Dexatrim. Caffeine's a hell of a drug. Yeah, Black Beauties were just kind of like extra strength Dexatrim or something. But man, that crash. Because when you're burning calories and doing stuff, like I took some before a soccer game. I was all over that field. I was, but the next day, you overdid it. You maxed out. Your body has to pay that freight. It was Pervitine. It was always the Pervitine. It was always the Pervitine. Star Mountain says, and I was touring with a band. Fun fact, there is no sex or drugs on tour buses when doing a metal tour. We just wanted water in Europe. It was hard to come by. Yeah, it's always stupid to have stuff on the tour bus. Uppers put me to sleep, says the wolf. Hungus Mungus says, kid pop mollies like Smarties back when I was in school. Yeah, there's pills everywhere. Pills. Pills, pills, pills. And I was such a athlete, you know. I did those Black Beauties. That was about it. And I think first time I took one, I took like 1 or something, and went, nah, that was okay. That was okay. They didn't hurt anybody. Everybody's still great. I can't believe I just did a whole show about turlets. Let's see here. Same here. Wow. Star Mountain says, I always had a girlfriend stateside, so no groupies. Wow. Let's see here. Karen Garvey says, not caffeine, but uppers put me to sleep. Yeah. When I was doing stand-up comedy, I did not have a girlfriend. That turned out to be a really good move. It turned out to be an exceptionally good move. Terry Nee says, Dazed and Confused was a documentary for the late 70s. Hey, Terry Nee, I was watching Fast Times at Ridgemont High the other day, and I had to tell somebody that is the voice of my generation in high school. Star Mountain said, you did stand-up? Oh, yes. A long time ago. Long time ago. The wolf says, hyper people usually fall asleep on stimulants. Any links? Oh, God, no. I've got some videotape I personally own, but there's no... this is back in the 87, you know. I have videotapes from the club, but that's it. They're not even digital. Julian Zedger says, Tom never pulled on his collar like Rodney did. Well, I get no respect, you know. Who said you could take pictures of my wife naked? He said, everybody. You ever seen pictures of your wife naked? I said, no. He said, you want to buy some? Anyway, Karen Garvey says, he had 50 girlfriends. Karen, these were not girlfriends. It's only in these towns a few nights. Oh, Star Mountain, you had 50 girlfriends. You probably did. Terry Nee said, you need to do more clothing folding. Exciting. Don't make me show how I fold my clothes. Now, this is a hanger shirt. This is not a folded shirt, so it's not. Julian's saying, funnies. The wolf says, Star, do you mean the Tyler Rose's hot links? Star, just for your edification. The Tyler Rose is a famous football player named Earl Campbell. Earl Campbell, upon retiring, famous from being from Texas in high school and in college, he started a meat and sausage company, and he makes these things called Earl Campbell's Red Hot Links, or hot and cheddar. I have hot and cheddar in my refrigerator right now. So that's what he's referring to. Star Mountain says, Karen, I was always a long-term committed person. Terry Nee said, Tom stood up a lot of women. No, I was the kind of guy that was like, you got a boyfriend? No. I want one for 5 or 6 hours? It works more than you'd think. Plus, I know you can't tell looking at me now. I used to be young and dashing. Dashing, I say unto thee. I was dashing. The wolf will tell you. I was dashing. Anyway. Well, you know that old clock on the wall says, I don't know if we're doing a show Sunday or not. I don't know, man. It'll depend on Sunday. I don't know. But I hope you all learned a little bit about the Porta-Potty. The unsung hero of festivals and, or as I call it, the human oven. I know, I'm sorry, I can just remember so many times. It's a hot day anyway, and then you get in that thing, and it's like, you know, you're going into the box on Devil's Island. In 15 seconds, I don't care if you're only moderately sweating when you get in there, 15 seconds after being in there, there's sweat pouring off of you like a waterfall. Okay, I'm done complaining. You guys are the most awesome people in the world. Thank you for being here. We're going to keep working at this till we build this audience. But if you weren't here, we wouldn't have a place to start. So thank you so much for being here. It means the world to me. Thanks very much to Stone Crab, Terry Nee, and Star Mountain for their generous contributions. And let me get these two out of the way here. Star Mountain says, Karen, you'd be surprised at how things actually work on the road. People missing their families, wives, girlfriends, etc. It's not like the 80s debauchery. No, it's not. The Wolf says, the Gringo Giant, that's me, was athletic and very explosive when he was young. Oh, wiry, cords of muscle. I had very quick feet. Hungus Mungus says, you had to take pointiest boobs, Tom. I did. I had the pointiest boobs in the Mid-American Conference. Cheers, Tom, and everyone else here. Hey, cheers to you. With all that being said, I think the only thing left to say is, till next time, we'll see you next time.
I don't want to talk about that, 'cause I got the love of a beautiful woman. There's nothing's gonna take her place. She make me feel just like a natural born winner when I'm not even in the race. That's why they call me Mr. Lucky, and I thank my stars above. You can call me Mr. Lucky, 'cause I'm lucky in love. Never had a whole lot of money. I was never good at games of chance.